Wait, have you heard anything about sending our class attendance? We haven't. Because last week we didn't have one, so I don't know this week. But you know we are having class at 10. Yeah, so you haven't had.
Right, I think we can start, but I hope will not be a convenience, because this room is supposed to be another class, but I have noticed that the lecturer is not yet in, and I have tried to call him, he's just calling. We should usually be there. Should he need his class, we have to give room because it's allocated to his class. Otherwise, I just want to say something first about the assignment. I want you to get a few points from me on the way I would like you to approach the assignment. I think the topic that I've given you to strive is to try to see the connection between human resource management and something to do with business administration. I deliberately wanted us to start from that point because I think it's the easiest way. And if you remember last week when we first met, I was also talking about the same thing, that you people should take human resources management seriously, because the program you are taking, business administration, you will not only use the capital, you will not only use the financial resources, but you will also use human resources. And I think I tried to tell you last week that the success of any business may not necessarily depend on the strength of its finances, but it also depends on the way human resources are being managed. I think that was the whole essence of my lecture last week, to try to convince you, gentlemen, that it's not just one course that you have to take as you are on your journey for getting a degree in business administration, but you should look at it as something that is the basis of business management. Now, the first thing before today I come to a few other definitions of human resource management, and then I also compare it with personnel management. It is important that we have to understand, because these terminologies keep on changing. The first people that were handling people in organizations were not called even human resources managers. They were called social workers, something like that, social welfare workers. So the terminology slowly evolved to personnel management, and then now we call it human resources management. I have also noted that these days some organizations have changed from human resources management to human capital managers. So we call human resources as capital. So the terminologies keep on changing based on time. So today what I'm going to do is to give you a few more definitions of human resource management. Then we'll move to personnel management and we'll compare the two. And then thereafter, if we have time, we'll also look at what is the role of human resource management in business. What is it that we need, for what reason do we need human resources managers in business? As I say, most businesses don't value the role of human resources. The truth. If you were going to operate a business yourself, if you opened let's say, a shop, or maybe not a shop, but if you opened a selling business, and you wanted to recruit maybe 10 people, I'm sure the first people that will want to employ in that family, those that are going to help you directly in making your business get profit. So normally what I've noticed is that in business, you people are business, you don't think human resources is a role to play. They're just there to take money from the business. This is the view that most organizations have. And what I would like to see is this mindset should change. Let's take two important positions in a business: an accountant and a human resources manager. People think that an accountant is more important than a human resources manager, simply because the accountant handles financial resources. What they forget is that the human resources manager is more important than the accountant, because he is handling human resources. Well, that idea is not there. It is not there. We tend to misplace. And I've noticed that even if you two and myself, we travel to any organization, or if the nearest will be National AIDS Commission or whatever, wait there now, and then I'm telling you, a bribe will be for an accountant. A human resources manager, if he's given a verbal date, a double cabin, maybe. In other words, people still look down upon human resources. They think they are just there to. I can give you a good example of RAP processors. RAP processors is a group of companies owned by Asians. Their emphasis is on production, sales, marketing, and finances. So they have a very beautiful office for their financial controller, the accountant. They have a very beautiful office for their marketing manager. They have a very beautiful office for their sales manager. But they have a very small office for their human resources manager. This is the view that people have about human resources in a business. They think we are just there to get money. They don't see the contribution to the profits of the organization. So that's why I'm saying today one of the things is we're going to look at some more definitions about human resources. And I want you to appreciate that human resources management is very important in business. You see, it's very important in business. The way you manage your business depends on the people that you have in the business. Business ones, they don't think so. They don't think so. I'm well connected to most human resources managers because I've been in human resources management for all my life. And some of these big human resources managers you have in organizations were actually trained by me. Some of them, we were colleagues. Okay. But what I've noted is the feeling that human resources does not add value to the business. They are only needed when there is trouble in the organization. This human resources manager who is at RAP processors as president, he is a friend. He always says, they only need my office when there is trouble. When they see that the workers want to demonstrate or to go on strike, that's when they rush to my office to say, human resources, can you sort out that problem? Otherwise, they don't need me. So it's a common feeling. So what I want you to notice is that, your generation should be looking at the future being a changed playground. It will not be the same. Things will never be the same. My time when I was working in the Human Resources Department or field, it will not be the same environment that the new Human Resources managers will be meeting. Things change. There is technology that has come in. But in Mozambique, it has change the playground. So I would like you to see that in the future, you should also think as human resources as a very key partner in business. To make people will not agree. Human resource is just a waste of money. You don't have to pay them a lot because they are, but those that are directly related to the business are those that you need to pay.
So are you saying that it is not in Malawi?
Not only in Malawi, unfortunately. It's a general feeling. It's almost worldwide. We still need to make the human resources section, it should prove that it is important. Because the problem is us, my human resources managers, we accept to be second. We don't want to stand tall in an organization and show them that we control human resources. We don't control finances, we control human resources. So we really need to stand up. The thing is, it's not only a Malawi scenario, it's a general scenario. Because the human resources people don't think, they stand up to say, in your business, it's because of the people that I look after who will make profit. We just keep quiet. As long as I'm employed, that's okay. That's the problem that we have. It's our problem. We accept it. You know, because we're a business development manager, Malenga PPR, we are manufacturing right here as a human resources manager. You will start your work job on the same day as a business development manager, human resources manager. You will notice already look up coverage. They will consider you more valuable to the business than this one. Even the offices, you will find that they are different. Because the feeling is that human resources. We only need these people on this. But in the business development, you will be key because you want to develop Airtel. You will be thinking of what can we bring in to Airtel to develop our business. What new products? Which new areas should we go to? Where do we have to fix towers so that we reach out to everyone, even in Italy or anywhere in Santi right now? That's business development. For human resource, they will not even give him a favor, but they will give him. Because they want you to travel to remote areas to establish business. So already that's what I'm saying. The problem is we value what we do more than this one who is looking after the people. It's common. It's common. It's a common problem. For myself, I also blame those that are human resource because they seem to accept that. You know, in here I used to hate one thing. Whenever there was a meeting, there's a meeting, you have the chief executive, you have the finance executive, you have the operations, you have this. Whenever there is a meeting, they would always want me to be the secretary of the meeting to take minutes. And I did like it. Because what they're saying is that I don't have anything to contribute, I just have to take minutes of the meeting. Showing that they don't value me. So I used to say, why should I be the one taking minutes? Don't you think I also have to contribute to the discussions? So it's like human resources is left to secretarial jobs. And it's what I've noted of late is most secretaries in organizations, they have changed into human resources. So they are bringing in that feeling that human resources is done by secretaries. That's the problem. But what I wanted to say, talk about what I'm expecting from the essay, despite the fact that the topic I've given you seems to be very slow, I would like you to take note of the following hints. Because I want you to see, we always have different approaches to something. I know you have been given an assignment for this course. As for me, what I want is, one, please understand the essay topic first. Understand the essay topic. I'm saying this not because I'm not saying you not understand, but sometimes it is important to take a little bit of time to say what is it that my lecturer wants me to provide in this essay. By understanding, yes, the topic is talking about human resources management and business administration in terms of the relevance and so on. But what does it mean? What am I looking for? Please try to find out what am I looking for really. Okay? So the understanding of the essay topic will help you to select only relevant information related to the topic. This is also another problem with students. And I'm saying what I'm telling you is true. Most students, when it comes to essays, they think it's the easiest thing. So they will provide everything. And then you tend to wonder, is this information related to the topic I gave you? So instead of talking about human resources management and its relevance to business administration, they will tell me everything about what human resources management is. I stop there. And they do. So what I normally do is at the end of the question I'll say, now how is this information related to the question I gave you? It's like simple. How are you? And then you start saying, my name is so and so, I come from Lilongwe, I am at the University of Lilongwe, I'm doing business administration, I'm fine, how are you? What is the need? Yeah, that's how people answer my questions. They will provide everything and not answer the question. So I'm not simply saying define human resources management, because my fear is I don't want to get the whole essay defining human resources management, because I've not asked about it. Yes, in a way you'll be able to give me a little bit of a definition, but that's the way to try to show the connection between human resources and business administration. My interest is the connection that will draw. So if you write 6 pages or 4 pages, and I find 5 pages are only talking about what human resources management is, and I am so much impressed that the students read. They take this information from this book, this information from this book, which is quite cool anyway, because that's the reason also we give you a test. We want you to read.
Right.
Yeah, but then what you read should be used to answer the question. So it's not everything.
So it's like the way we interpret the information we have acquired is relevant to the
question, exactly to the question. That's what I'm looking for. As I'm saying, how are you? You can't start from where you come from. And then at the very end, so I am fine. The only part that has answered the question is the last part. So the other 3 pages are useless. Yes, in this question you have to use a little bit of a definition of human resources management. But that definition, as I'm saying today, I'll give you several definitions. The reason is to prepare you for the essay. You just have to select the one definition that you think will help you to relate it to business administration. So it's not just reciting what I have taught you or just extracting everything from the books and then providing to say, okay, so that's what human resources man. And you find that at the end of the 6 pages you have written, I haven't seen any connection between human resource management and business administration. So I'm saying, yes, very good writing, and you have read quite a lot, but you have not connected human resources management to business, because that is what I have asked you in the question. So I am emphasizing this. Try to use information to help you show the importance or the relevance of human resource management to business administration. Then now, where I could also be very comfortable. Secondly, I would like also you to understand that the assignment expects you to write an essay. an essay. I also have got problems sometimes with students when they do not provide their answers in an essay form. You see, when I am teaching, I don't give you essays, I give you notes. There is a difference between notes and essay. There is a difference. What I will do when we are teaching you, actually I will forward this presentation because I normally prepare my presentations in PowerPoint. So when I am through with the first lecture, I will send it to you. But remember, those are notes. That's not an essay. When we talk about notes are just reminders. Reminder. It's just information. Actually, the notes you write as I'm teaching can only be understood by yourself. You give it to someone outside, you say, what have you scribbled? Because it's something to remind you what the lecturer is saying as he's teaching. That's it. What I give you as key points as I'm speaking, as I'm teaching, is also notes. Notes are just reminders. They can be written in any form. You can use dashes, you can use numbers, okay? HRM as a field of study. 2. HRM in relation to BBA. Okay? HRM controls very key, very important resources, human beings. For HRM, these are notes. And I don't expect them to appear in that form. If you can recall your secondary school, there was a very good area in which you were started practicing essays, and that was the compositions you were writing. You wrote compositions at JC, I'm sure, and you wrote compositions at MSc. Now you agree with me that in those compositions you were not using dashes. It was continuous writing. You arrange an essay is a systematically arranged continuous form of writing. And that's what I'm looking for. I will not be very interested in dashes and numbering, because an essay is a type of composition. It's a type of composition on a specific subject, on a specific matter or subject. Okay. It is what we call continuous writing. Continuous writing. What I expect you is to first of all plan what you want to write. Okay. So you need to plan. By planning, find out the most important points. Find out most important points that you want to bring to the essay. So you say, 1, I will give a brief introduction to HRM. 2, I will talk about HRM and people management in business. 3, I'll talk about HRM as key to business growth. And then you will go on and on. Now these are the points that we will expand in paragraphs. I'm not saying these are the ones, but I'm just giving you the most important thing. Before you start writing your essay, try to come up with a sketch to say, how do I start? What points do I raise to help me prove that HRM is relevant to business administration or business management? That's what I would like to ask you. If you present it the way you were writing your essays or compositions at secondary school. You remember there was a simple teaching that our teachers gave us to say a sentence is a group of words that makes complete meaning on its own. Now, a group of sentences talking about brief introduction, a group of sentences will form a paragraph. So after all the sentences that will talk about a brief introduction, which include the meaning and what you want to do in the essay, will form one paragraph. Another group of sentences that shows that human resource management is about people management in business will also form a paragraph. Another paragraph will show why human resources management is key in business. Then you give what the books are saying. You need to read. It's important that you read. What is it that the books are saying about the relevance of human resource management in business? I cannot cover everything here. I only give you hints as to where you can search information in terms of human resource management and business management. What is the connection? So all those sentences that we talk about, you must come to another point, then you come to the last paragraph to the conclusion. Therefore, showing based on this, it is clear that human resource management is quite relevant for business administration. Full stop. So there has to be a flow of your thinking. Don't just, because you see, when you start writing without planning, you come to another book, this is another important, let me put it in. Then you come to another book, this is, so you find that the way you have put your information is so confusing. It's so confusing. I was telling another class to say, what we are teaching you here is to make you become organized in the way you present your information. And you notice that this will also help you in future when you go for interviews. Because when you are being interviewed, I've conducted so many and you can't count the interviews I've conducted. I've seen so many people being interviewed. The purpose of interviewing people, one of them is to see how organized they are in the head, in the way they present their information, and it starts from here. And they will ask you a very simple question. The questions in interviews are not all different. They will ask you a very simple question. Tell us about yourself. Who is this? Who is to go? And you find people will start bringing information that is not even needed in the interview. Okay. Because people have problems to describe themselves. So they'll give us everything and useless information. I remember this question, I like to pose it as one of the first questions when I was conducting interviews. Later I changed it. I said, can you tell us about yourself in 1 minute? Because people will take 10 minutes talking about themselves. Completely useless information. So I changed it. I said, can you tell us about yourself in 1 minute? Or in 30 seconds? So that what I'm trying to say is, I want you to be focused. Okay. How can you describe yourself? And sometimes I even make it hard to say, can you describe yourself in 3 adjectives? Who are you? 3 words only. This is trying to make you think that you need to know yourself, you also need to be organized. That's what I'm trying to say. So, please make sure that this is at least followed in the assignment. And of course, don't forget references. This is academic writing, and you need to provide the references. references are very important. I don't know, I believe you have been taught how to use references. I think here we use is it the upper? Yeah. Use that type of referencing. The referencing is very important because one, it shows that some of the information you have used has come from those sources. Two, it also shows, it proves how widely you have read and done some little bit of research. Actually, that's why we give you an assignment of this sort, because we want to encourage you to read some books related to that. And always, as I'm saying, I have no problem with students here in terms of reading. But the only problem is they don't relate what they have read to the question. Otherwise, I also enjoy reading, and I also sometimes go to the library and say, so there's also this information in this book, let me check. So it also teaches me that these students read, and I'm happy about that. But the only word I have is that they don't relate what they have read to the question. How are you should be answered as how are you. Don't provide a lot of irrelevant information. Where are you going? And then you start, come here. Do you know my name? I'm asking, where are you going? Not what is your name. So let's provide information as it is required. That's what I wanted to say about the assignment which I've given you. I've said that the assignment according to the school calendar is supposed to be submitted on 25th of August. If you can, please, area, no problem. But I also want to say that you were supposed to be given this assignment on Friday last week. So it is my problem that I did not give you on Friday last week. So I can give you 3 more days, 3 extra days from 25th August, because I've given you a little bit late. So I can say with me, let's give 28th of August as the final day of submission, because I've given it a little bit late. There is a way you should this semester we have been asked to inform you that the essays have to be submitted through the portal. The thing is, sometimes when you submit directly to me, and then for one reason or another, maybe I did not see it, it becomes difficult for us to prove that you submitted or did not submit. So what we have been asked to do is to submit through the portal, but I would also like to say that you also submit to my inbox. It's easier for me to see it quickly. So you should do 2 things. Submit to the portal as well as to my inbox. The portal should just be a reference to prove that you submitted. I'm saying this because I think, particularly the last semester, there were a lot of confusions, even for myself. You find the student claims to have submitted an assignment, when I am claiming that I did not receive the assignment. So that's why the administration has said, let them submit through the portal, so that we can check if the portal say, no, Mr. Mlego did not receive it, he submitted it. So the portal is like a checking point to say, if we don't agree whether they submitted or not, it will be like that. That's that. So as I've said today, let's focus on a number of definitions about human resources, and then we see how we can relate them to business. As I'm speaking today, now we should be focusing on that question, because I've asked you something to do with human resources, and so let's see which definition do you have like this. Okay, as I've said, in human resource management, we don't have a banner for heading. you don't have that. So what you may like is not what I do not like. But as long as you can support it, I will not have no choice. Okay? I will have no choice. If I choose my definition and say I don't like that, you are free. As long as you have got proof that this is why I like this definition. So let's look at a few more. Let's shop around and see a few more definitions about human resources management in relation to business. You see, if I was teaching a purely human resource management class, I would not maybe have selected these definitions, but I've selected them to relate to your field of business administration. So here are some that we need to consider today. Some more definitions about human resource management. More definitions about HRM in relation to business administration, BA. The first one that I thought is very important is human resource is a continuous process of ensuring one. HRM is a continuous process of ensuring availability. A continuous process of ensuring availability of eligible and willing workforce. Of eligible and willing workforce. Okay. It is about putting the right people in the right jobs, in the right positions. Now, that sounds like business. That